Hello and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. In this particular set of videos we are talking about the petty offense exception and how it applies to you. And again, we did some discussion of what's a crime of moral turpitude, but I'd like to get in a little more detail because obviously if you don't have a crime of moral turpitude, then the petty offense exception is not going to apply. So there's been lots of definitions over the past, but one such definition, which was actually made in 1950, defines a crime of moral turpitude as an act of baseness, vileness, or depravity in the private and social duties which a man owes to his fellow man or to society. Now, the Board of Immigration Appeals defines a crime of moral turpitude as a crime that refers generally to conduct which is inherently base, vile, or depraved, and contrary to the accepted rules of morality and the duties owed between persons or to society in general. Now, moral turpitude has been defined as an act which is per se morally reprehensible and intrinsically wrong, or malum in se in its nature of the act itself, and not the statutory prohibition of it, which renders a crime one of moral turpitude. So malum in se, that basically means evil, bad, wrong. Okay, so there's different definitions. Now the Attorney General has defined a crime involving moral turpitude as involving both reprehensible conduct and some degree of scienter, whether specific intent, deliberateness, willfulness, or recklessness. So if the statutory definition doesn't have any intent requirement, it can't be a crime of moral turpitude, and the petty offense exception doesn't apply. So for example, if you get convicted of a DUI, that means that you had a certain level of alcohol in your bloodstream, and there's no intent necessary. You either do or you don't have that particular level, and therefore if you did get a DUI, or it's a third DUI, and the sentence was over a year, or even under a year, you're not going to be able to apply the petty offense exception because there was no intent requirement. Okay, more on the coming videos.